So I think business schools must first appreciate, the changing nuances of the industry. I think the curriculum must be very contemporary. It must be in line with what the industry needs, and you may want to decide what is industry for a business school. Is it going to be niche? Is it going to cut across different industries? And I think these are strategic choices for a business school to make. But I think the current needs and the emergent needs, and not really the curriculum frozen 5 years back, is what the B school should focus on. I think it's very important to look at two broad dimensions that I visualize for business schools in India at least. One, the world has shrunk, so to look more at the global context and equip students with a lot more of global perspectives, especially with a lot of Indian companies going global. The other perspective, very interestingly, I feel is this India to Bharat transition, and I think the world is coming to Bharat, and I see that that is where a lot of the future lies, and this bottom of the pyramid approach, rural marketing, the thrust in those untapped sectors. And I think it's very important for business schools also to prepare their students for those opportunities, because I think that's virgin territory waiting to be tapped. And so this at a broad directional level, I think, would be what business schools should particularly look at. If I were to go to a business school and hire, I would first of all look at learnability. Is the person willing to unlearn and then learn? And I find it very difficult to get people who are naturally unlearners. So I think that will be a very important perspective. Second, I definitely think that we would be looking for people who have the ability to play in teams. And again, from experience, I find that business schools do give a lot of analytical and functional inputs, but they do not invest time enough in equipping people to be good team players. So to ensure that there are more of the we players and less of the I players, I think will be a very important dimension in anyone I would look to hire. The third dimension is the ability to influence and communicate. I think business school pass outs are really expected to influence, and I use the word with deliberate care, because instructing your reports to do something is still doable, but to influence non-reporting relationships, and there could be clients, there could be other internal stakeholders, is very difficult. And I think that's where the art of emotional maturity, the ability to communicate, the ability to wield what I call the power of power influence politics, because politics is like cholesterol, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. So, people must know how to kind of work through those kind of issues. I think these are things that I would particularly look for, and the fact that they've kind of cleared their papers and they have a fair understanding, they are analytically sharp. I guess if the filter of admission is right and they've survived a year or 2 years, I think that automatically would follow. But these three in my mind would be my top three elements if I were to hire a B school. So Dr. Reddy's has been part of the initial consortium members, and we were very keen and happy to be part of this initiative. I think the way it has been conceived is what sets SOIL apart, and it's very refreshing to find institutions like SOIL which are not only preparing people for future careers, but I think they are preparing them in the right way and for the right reason, and therefore the entire focus on values, etc., is something which sets it apart. We've also engaged with SOIL in terms of leveraging their networks for also hosting executive education programs. So we've had people that SOIL has been in touch with come down to our campus in Hyderabad and do specific programs, and I think we have been able therefore to leverage international faculty and deliver world-class training in our own academy back in Hyderabad. So these are all opportunities that I think have been great starts, and we look forward to greater and deeper relationships with SOIL.